Welcome YouTube back to Scott's Shaves, the channel where we do things raw and unedited, and we are all just sort of amateurs here, right? I am a avid collector of razors, I can honestly say. I just added a couple new razors today to my collection. Can't wait for the mail call. I just got myself a Gold Scroll ABC 1909 razor, all right? It's one of the very earliest Gillettes. It has a handle that was very eccentric and very awesomely detailed from the ABC Button Company back in 1909. When I get that razor, I'm telling you, I'm going to be doing a video with it because they are just so beautiful. So we're going to be trying things a little bit different today, yet using one of my very first things and most underrated razors that most people don't talk about. Me and a friend were talking about this the other day, and when we're talking about often people getting into shaving, most people tend to recommend a slim adjustable or a super speed or a flare tip or something. And the reasons for that is the slim is a little bit on the higher end of starting for a vintage razor, but it has adjustments that can be used to start very mild and go to a slightly mildly aggressive, at your 8 and 9 setting on those. I can shave with a 9 on one of those just fine and don't overly think it's so hard. But one of the razors that's often overlooked and not really ever mentioned was a Gillette Tech, okay? This is a Tech with a plastic handle on it. I do believe this comes from the 70s era. On this is the reason I'm choosing to use this one than a lot of my Techs, because I have, 10, 11, 12 different Tech models or something along those lines. I have the fat handles, I have the fat handle pre-war, I have it in nickel and gold, I have it fat handle, regular just fat handle with the non-triangle shaped grooves underneath there, or exit, whatever those things are called, the channels for the leaving of the lather, okay? But this was, when I started collecting, this was actually my very first Tech. And this was my second vintage razor that I had ever shaved with, okay? The very first vintage razor that I had ever shaved with would have been an Aristocrat that I had. I bought my very first Gillette Aristocrat from Detroit when I saw it come up on Craigslist of all places. It was $10 with a case, and I couldn't be more ecstatic about it. I drove an hour and a half one way, got there 10 at night just to buy a razor, because it was the very first vintage razor that I had bought, other than the one that was given to me by my dad. That has now been replated in rhodium. Someday I will use that and bring that to the channel. So today we're going to be doing a couple things different. Typically I'm a bull latherer, in the name of research and the name of science, just kind of like last night how I sacrificed half my leg hair. And I did get comments today about that because I do wear shorts. Because in Michigan it has been god awful. It has been 90 plus degrees every day now for like the past week. And when I was doing one of my multiple different jobs that I do, I was teaching and had to be wearing shorts because I had to go outside and such. And with doing that, they were like, "Are you missing your leg hair?" I said, "Yes, I am." Right? I said it was all in the name of research and entertainment for my fellow wet shavers out there. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today, I always use warm water. Today, I have already pre-soaked my face with cold water. I'm going to do it again. And not only that, but I'm going to be doing face lathering. And I'm going back to my original brush. The very first brush that was given to me was a Body Shop brush bought in conjunction with a set that my wife had got me with this right here, Macaroot and Aloe from the Body Shop. So you know what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using my original stuff. What I originally started doing with using a brush and True soap. Because for years I had used a just Merkur 23C long handle that I've had with Derby Premiums and Derby Extra blades and never had any problems with them. They are great blades and I still do use them from time to time. But I went ahead and loaded the Personna already into this because this is going to be shave. This will be shave number 5 with this, okay? because we've done 2 face shave. No, I take that back. This will be shave number 4 with the Personna. 2 face shaves and then half of a leg. I will say my leg is not going to be as rough on it as my face because my growth on my face is a lot thicker than my leg hair. So it'll be a little bit more testing for it. With all that said, let's go ahead and jump into the shave, okay? And get some nice cold wet here on my face, because you gotta, that's the great thing. I talked about one of the things that makes wet shaving so great is the fact that you can do it so many different ways. There's a gajillion different brushes, there's a gajillion different soaps, there's a gajillion different vintage or non-vintage razors that still are being made today on the market. All right, I'm not one that is to say no to trying anything at least once, right? I can say this is a really soft soap. The maca and aloe has a very clean smell to it, a very soapy type smell. The maca is actually gives us a really nice scent. I don't really know what to compare it to. I'm not a soap genius, I got proven with that yesterday when I had said something about the tobacco and bay leaf that Tracy uses over to Trace of the Past soaps. And, Dan from North American Shave Group, it indicated that, yeah, there is other companies out there that make similar soaps, but I don't know. I don't use a lot of soaps, right? I'm not a software guy. And yesterday, so I was doing a count, including a couple razors I have coming and what I have out on loan at the moment. I currently have 138 razors, and that's not including everything I have coming, all right? That is a very low count. I'm actually going to be at 150, and of all those 150 that I'm going to end up having, I only have 3 duplicates in the whole set of them. So I would say I'm getting up there pretty good. So what to expect from this razor? This razor I have used in the past, but I'm not going to lie. I have so many razors now. I have not used this since about August of last year when I started my collection. So what do we got here? This is a very nice type lather. It builds a rather spongy, thick lather here. It's very slick, all right? It's a very slick lather. I can feel the aloe on my face, kind of giving it a nice, like tingly type feeling. It is somewhat heavy, like a lot of shave soaps. You can feel it. It has a very good padding to it. This razor is just fantastically mild, very, very smooth. And this is one of the discussions that we were talking about the other day. So why is it that tech razors are not mentioned in razors for beginners? To be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that. Because the thing about this razor is this is a very mild razor. And it being a 3-piece makes it even more convenient to this. And the reasoning that I say it's more convenient for that is for the fact that when you've got someone who is new to the world and they're trying to learn how an adjustable works, there's a few little quirks to it, right? Because with a slim adjustable or any adjustable in the Gillette thing, in order to be able to adjust them, you need to partially open the doors, okay? So the question is, how is the Personna doing? I hate to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, but she's getting there. She's starting to drag. I could tell you that, because this is a very mild razor, and I've used lots of techs and have a very good understanding of what they should feel like. It is mild, but I can tell you I'm starting to get the blade drag, okay? So the Personna makes it about four, maybe 5 shades. I might be able to squeak another one out of here, but it's going to be rather uncomfortable, I can tell you that, because this is not nearly as smooth as it should be. So this razor, in my opinion, blade, I've heard so much about the Personas of old, the Personna 74s, tungstens, and I'm going to tell you this one does not meet the same gusto. I've heard 15, 20 some shaves out of one of those type blades. And I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no 20 shaves in this blade. She's about done. She's about had it. It's doing the job, but you can probably, if you hear that, she's got a heavy drag to her. It's given a tug and drag, so it's not as smooth as it could be, okay? Because this razor is incredibly smooth. Being this is my first tech, I know it has been a number of times since I've used it, but I can tell you right now, she's done. The Persona's done, guys. So the death test for the Persona: half a leg and pretty much 2 face shaves. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not enjoying the shave. So it's not anything to do with you guys, obviously. You know, it has nothing to do with you. And I can tell you, I know it ain't the razor. So Persona blade, what do I think? It's good, it's sharp, it's smooth. I would consider it, to be honest with you. I don't know what the price point on these things will be because this is a beta test thing. I would hope that Persona doesn't put these anywhere much above that of, $10 to $15 range for 100, because there's other blades in that category that can meet the same gusto and give you just as good of a shave that even maybe are even cheaper than 15. I am going to go ahead and switch, okay? I am going to bust out a new, the only thing I happen to have in here with me at the moment, I don't have any of my Boschkods that I typically would go for. But what I do have is I do have my Derby Premiums that I used to use of days of past. But you know what? They're a good blade. I can easily get 2 shaves out of a Derby Premium and have it as a nice, smooth, mild shave. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to load this boy up with a Derby Premium now. You know, I'm not one typically to switch mid-shave, but I'm going to tell you, that blade is done. It's just dragging. It's creating a not very pleasant shave. And that's the thing. You shouldn't ever be sitting here forcing yourself into using an older blade just because the essence of using an older blade, when it sort of ruins the shave for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're using a razor that is going to ruin the shave for you, it's not going to make it all that pleasant. And that's the thing you're going to end up remembering about that. And I'm very much a proponent. If it doesn't feel good, switch it. I've switched razors multiple times mid-shaves. I hate to say it, but on the Blackland Vector and the Blackland Blackbird, I've tried them more than one time. I just couldn't get down with them, man. They're not my type of tea. They have a rather acute angle to them, and the aggression of the angle and the way that, like the Blackbird especially, has these really tight angles and sort of pointy edges on the razor itself that it's unpleasant, because if you turn it just the wrong way, you poke yourself, and it ain't all about that. So there you can see, face lather. It's not all that hard. You load your brush just similar. Give your face a nice wet pat, not overly excessive wet, because if you do, you're not going to get a good lather. You're going to get a rather runny, soapy type foam on your face. And it ain't gonna, oh man, so much better. This is just, yeah. No drag, so much smoother. Oh yeah. Worth it. You know what I'm doing wrong here? I'm giving myself a quick once over with the grain, with this that I already did with the Persona. But I just think I didn't get a good quick shave out of that like I should have. And then we'll go back to the against the grain, alright? Because I only do 2 passes. Lots of people will do against the grain, or with the grain, cross the grain, against the grain. Me? Nope. With, against, done. Close enough. I'm not one to sit here and shave over and over and over, because if you do, good old pale razor burn will show up. Because I'm not one to use Allen blocks, I don't use many splashes. I have one splash. It's a Kazan splash that doesn't match anything other than the Kazan it goes with. But personally, I don't care. A lot of times I don't even use a splash. So, alright, here we go. Such a mild, smooth shave. Alright. You know, I've been doing this for a long time with these particularly. Not so much, you know, your single edge gems and whatever else you can think of, your clean cuts and Christie's and Eveready and American Shaving Safety Razor Company. I have all those razors, you know, I have a bunch of them, have used them. But you know, some of the single edge diehard guys, it's all about, you know, we don't get the blade shatter that you get with the E-blade. And, you know, I guess I've never had a good explanation or good experience with trying to figure out what blade shatter is. Because, I mean, I don't know how this blade's going to shatter in this thing. This thing is screwed down tight as can be, you know. So I guess I'm not for sure. If it's something on the adjuster type ones that they're referring to that you get chatter with because of the flex of the blade, being it's not a fixed handle or what it is. But hey, you know what? To each your own, right? Alright. Alright. Well, there we go, guys. Good, clean, easy shave. I appreciate you all being here. I got myself. But I appreciate you all being here. Gillette Tech. I would recommend it for beginners. It is a very nice, easy, mild shave and good. I had a stupid whoopsie and crossed my lip there. But hey, that's what you get. You do it to yourself, right? So thank you all for joining me today. Stay classy, guys. And Gillette Tech. They're easily very abundant. They're very abundant and they don't cost all that much. And you know, what I got when I get a nick like this, you know what I do? Good old trick that my dad showed me. Let me show you. You know it works the best? Sure, alum might work, witch hazel might work. Good old, you let it soak in like so, and you give it like 5 minutes. Guess what? Done. Just like so. Alright. Thank you guys and stay classy.